What's good, y'all? Speak Ya Clout Podcast. We in the building. Live every Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. A tad bit late, but it is what it is. Your boy Mike Sears, as always. My brother, by the way, is in Northern Ireland, Vod Crack in the building.
Yeah, what's up, everyone?
Yes, sir. And the particular album we're covering tonight already turned 30 years. We're talking about Tracy Lauren Morrow himself, Ice-T, with his fifth album, Home Invasion. Celebrates 30 years, like I said. This album, fresh off the heels of Body Count Cop Killer and all the controversy. This boy was going through hell around this time. He had FBI agents following his daughter home from school, bro. That is just psychotic, you know? Yeah. Battling with
What's she gonna do?
I know, right? Yeah, she got all the fucking power behind her daddy's music. Crazy shit, bro. Like, I remember this shit. This is before I was even in the music like that. But I remember seeing the cop killer shit on the fucking MTV, Kurt Loder talking shit. I remember all that shit. And, yeah, man. Reverend Calvin Butts was on his ass. You know what I'm saying? He had a sit-down interview with, I think, Ralph McDaniels during that time. You know, the dude that did Video Music Box. Shit was crazy, man. But, like every episode, we talk about how we got into Ice-T. We did that on Freedom of Speech, just watch what you say. But for the sake of this episode, we'll do it again. For me, I knew, dog, you know how you're into something like as soon as you're born? Mm-hmm. That's what it felt like with Ice-T, bro. Like, I remember seeing this man on my TV when I was fucking little, bro. Like, High Rollers, man. You know, my uncle was a big Ice-T fan. Looking at the Power vinyl with Darlene Ortiz. Woof. The back as well. Come on now, man. You know what I'm saying? And my mom would watch fucking Albie Sure videos all the time and Kid and Play, you know. And at the time, before my cousin Ashley was born, I was the only light-skinned motherfucker in the family. You know? So I'm like, man, all the dark-skinned niggas are ill. These light-skinned niggas is pussy. All right. And then when I see Ice-T, I was, no shade to Heavy D. Heavy D's the fucking man. But he's kind of happy and friendly. But when I see Ice-T, it's like, yeah, this nigga's up my alley, bro, you know? And I remember when I, 96, because 95, I was all spearheaded by the Wu and everything else I was getting into. But I already knew who Ice-T was, but I said, I got to get some Ice-T. So it was 96, and I got the cassette of OG Original Gangsta at a pawn shop. Now, you know that pawn shop I was talking about, Vlad?
Mm-hmm.
It was right in that vicinity, like downtown. It wasn't that exact one, but in that same vicinity, yeah. And I got the cassette from there. They always had banging shit there. They're not there no more, unfortunately. But yeah, first Ice-T tape I got was that. Then I went back. I got Freedom of Speech, fucking Power, and this album came a little later because I never had Home Vision on cassette. I had the CD, and yeah, this shit. It's hard to rank them, but this is definitely up there. Probably number 3. You know, I'll say it at the end of the show, but yeah, it's up there, man. And fucking love Ice-T. Funny story, and I'll let my nigga Vod tell his story, but RIP to both my grandparents, man. This was hilarious. I might have touched this before, but New York Undercover was a TV show that Ice-T starred in. He was the bad guy. And my grandma would watch. She's like, man, he's handsome, right? And my granddad seen Ice-T one time. I think he was just doing an interview. I can't tell you exactly what it was. I was watching it. And he's like, fucking hate that guy. He's an asshole. Some shit. I had me dying, bro. But yeah, that's a nice memory I want to share. But yeah, Ice-T, man, one of my favorite rappers ever. How about you, Bob? When did Ice-T creeping your musical life?
Yeah, he's one of those guys. I've known about him pretty much. Like, I've heard of him ever since I got into hip-hop, more or less, you know? Yeah. He is one of those guys who's, like, omnipresent, you know? But as far as, like, getting into his music proper, I remember the first song I heard that I liked was, you know, that I'm Your Pusher of Power, you know? With the Curtis Mayfield sample, you know? I was listening to that earlier on today. It's just such a classic song, you know? You know, how he was able to, like, come across as like a dealer, but yet he's talking about his music, you know what I mean? It's just such a fly song, so good. But but yeah, I remember that being like one of the first songs that I got into. Yeah, I remember hearing like OG Original Gangster, the title track, because it was in Def Jam Fight for New York, and of course Ice-T is a playable character in that game too. I remember that back in the day. And speaking of OG, that was the first album I got, was OG Original Gangster, which is probably his most famous album from '91. That's probably like, when people think of Ice-T, that's probably like the album that they go to. But yeah, I mean, that's a classic album too. You know, you've got, you know, New Jack Hustler on that. You got Mind Over Matter. You know, My Contract, all that. You know, the Lifestyles of the Rich and Infamous and all that. Like, it's a great album. So yeah, I mean, from there I just pretty much got all the records straight after. You know, Home Invasion would have came probably straight after that. And I think that, you know, comparing this to OG, I think they're great, like, you know, companion albums. You know what I mean? I think OG Original Gangster, obviously, I would say that and Freedom of Speech, like, he was still gangster, obviously, like that's kind of his bread and butter. But like with those two albums and Home Invasion, I consider this like political Ice-T. You know what I mean? Like, he's talking a lot of you know, political issues and social issues on this album. And I think it's kind of like a trilogy, because after Home Invasion, he kind of dropped that again for Return of the Real, which is more just kind of straight gangster shit. So yeah, I mean, I think Home Invasion is criminally underrated.
I agree, my nigga. Like, I got this around the time I got Spice One on from BMG, the America's Nightmare. So it's like 98, 99, and I was like, God damn, I should have got this on tape, you know? So I never seen this shit in the store, you know what I'm saying? I seen it at Get Back Records, my homie's mom and pop shop, and I copped it there. And I was like, man, yeah, this is a great album. So.
I guess we should also mention like the history and the fact that like this album, it was originally going to come out, you know, in 92,
right?
Yeah. And obviously Ice-T's early records, he was signed to Sire/Warner Brothers, you know. And they were going to put this out, but they then kind of were like, you know, partially I think because of the Cop Killer controversy that he just had with Body Count, but also because of the album cover. I love the album cover. It's like a white kid, you know what I mean, who's being influenced by, you know, black entertainment. Yeah. So you got like, you know, him with the Public Enemy and Ice Cube tapes, you know, very blatant, you know, on the front cover.
You got the Donald Goines novels and shit.
Yeah, Malcolm X, you know what I mean? That's, you know, that the reading that there as well. And, you know, the actual album cover, you know, you see like the guy in the mask, like beating down like the parent or whatever with the blood on the floor. And yeah, it's a crazy album cover. I love it. I think it's awesome. So I'm glad that, you know, apparently there were talks that they were going to make it like a Black Album thing, but Ice-T was like, no, that's going to cause like problems down the road. You know what I mean? If he's going to have to like clean his stuff up and change the album covers, whatever. So yeah, managed to get off Warner Brothers, and he ended up starting up Rhyme Syndicate Records, and he ended up getting the deal with Priority Records as far as distribution goes. So yeah, I just thought I would mention that at the start.
Yeah, I want to mention the album cover too. So thank you, God, you did, man, because that should go dumb hard. He got like T kind of looking at what the kid's like in his mind, what it is. And it's like, to me, it's like the Ski Mask Men just gun butting the daddy, and he's like trying to fuck the moms. That's what it looks like to me. You know?
Yeah. It's just like kicking in the door. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
taking over. You know, but yeah, it's so cool.
So dope, man. Let's get into it. Ice-T, Home Invasion, 1993, man. Get the warning intro. Ice-T gives a warning to all the soft people out there and says if they're offended by words like shit, bitch, fuck, dick, ass, hoe, cum, dirty bitch, etc.
This podcast can start off with that.
Right? He said, take the tape out now. This is not a pop album. Oh, I fucking love that. Oh, and by the way, suck my motherfucking dick. Yeah, he was just angry, bro. And can you blame him? You know what I'm saying? Niggas, they really try to vilify this dude. You know what I'm saying? Wild shit, bro.
Definitely.
You know?
Yeah, big time. And I think the fact as well is like that kind of fits in with what we were saying earlier. It's like if anyone was thinking, oh, you know, he's gonna like clean up his image or change after Cop Killer, like no. This you know, track one, just says like, no, this is gonna be as hardcore as ever. And we talked about, like, obviously a few weeks ago when we did DMX, like, "It's Dark and Hell Is Hot." The intro track in that is one of the greatest intros as far as like an actual song.
Yeah,
But as far as like a skit, just a talking skit, this is one of my favorites of all time.
absolutely.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. The anger is shown on here. Like everyone was gunning for this kid, man. And you let it be known, bro. Like fuck everybody. You know what I'm saying? And what a way to start off the album, like song wise. With it's on, man. It's on is just fucking balls to the wall, yo. This starts with Ice's homie saying that the organization says they don't want to do business with him anymore. And Ice says they'll have to run an independent organization. But if cops get in there, you know what I'm saying, they get in the way, then just hear gunshots, you know what I'm saying? And he's like, turn up the mic, dog, so I can get off. Call me Charles Heston, and I might cut his head off. Charles Heston was like, I think he played like Moses or some shit. He was like on some gun rights bullshit. I can't remember what he was actually doing, but probably criticizing rap. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
And
yeah,
the
definitely.
cops and all that shit, sticking up for them racist ass cops. But Ice also has words for the Sauce magazine. They apparently called out Chuck D as Cuban Ice-T. Ice-T has a lot of smoke for them, man, on here. And gets at the racist, corrupt cops on here as well. The LA riots and Rodney King verdict was super hot around this time. So I absolutely love this song. Just love the gunshot sound effects as well. I never knew about that shit with the sauce, yo. I never knew that shit. I wonder what they said. Because I didn't start reading the sauce till later on. When I, like, 95, 96. I want to say that's my... I seen them earlier than that. Because my uncle had some copies. But, yeah. Dope-ass track. Love this shit. Talk about cutting Charles Heston's fucking head off, dog. That shit's hard. You know? Shit. Oh, it's on. Fire.
Yeah, honestly, favorite song on the album. I love the song so much. Everything about it. I love the cinematic intro. Again, referring to the fact that they're going independent. They're off Warner Brothers. They're doing their own thing now, and yeah, love that if any cops get in our way, bang, 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 bang. It's so hard, and then
Yeah.
the beat is killer on this song. I love that little guitar lick, that little sample, that ding 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 all the way through the beat. So catchy, and I think this song is just amazing. Like his energy. Like he said, turn up the mic, dog, so I can get off. Find me Charlton Heston and I might cut his head off. I'm not to be fucked with. Step in the rage of my gauge and get buck quick. Like, yeah, just how he comes in on the track is amazing. Love the hook as well. It's just like he just says it's on with all the gunshots going on in the background. It's just so hard, it's all motherfucking, you can't turn the shit off, catch you in the streets and your ass get tossed, bang bang bang, cause it ain't no thing. I put in work and watch your head burst. That's so hard, and but at the same time, like, it's obviously a hard track, but he's political on here, and he gets a lot of his stuff in, like you mentioned, giving smoke to the Source magazine, obviously the Chuck Cube and Ice-T, obviously they were all political MCs, you know what I mean? And I don't know, I guess Source Magazine had something to say about that. I'm not sure, but I just, I like that, Ice-T just calls them out and says, you pump motherfuckers ain't shit, you're just a bunch of hoes making money off the pros, which is true,
Fact.
Yeah, just really great song, I still got hoes that'll work, still cruise, got that'll hit, still roll with an extra clip, It's just such a hard song. I love it. Everything about it. It's amazing. And yeah, he even drops in a little body count reference. He says, because I break ill and you really have the body cut, the cops I'll kill. It's on. It's amazing. I think it's my favorite song on the album. Starts off with an absolute bang. I think it should have been a single as well. We'll get into the singles later, but I don't agree with some of their choices, let's say. So yeah.
Or is there any videos off this album?
Yeah, there's loads. There's like 4 of them. Yeah.
Oh damn!
Yeah.
I don't see, for me, I like Power. You know what I'm saying? Freedom of Speech, OG Original Gangster. That's the videos I know.
Yeah, yeah.
Picture, you know what I'm saying? But yeah. So, my nigga Vard said it's on his favorite song on the album. My favorite song on the album is the next track.
Nice.
Ice motherfucking T. Man, I love this beat. Shit is banging. DJ Aladdin and SLEJ, the Rough, did that thing on that. Lyrically, I love how Ice comes off on here. Punk motherfuckers run up, you get done up. We'll have your ass gunned down right before sunup. That fire as fuck. He has some words for George Bush, Dan Quayle, and Bill Clinton. I think like Bill Clinton was either already president, or about to become president, because it was '92 when this was recorded. Um, about the whole cop killer situation, controversy with that. Basically tells him, and that cop friends to fuck off. Run, motherfucker, hide, motherfucker, trip, motherfucker, die, motherfucker. That shit is hard, yo. This joint is just bananas, my nigga. This is my favorite song on the album. Ice motherfucking T. Simple chorus repeated, but that shit is gas. Love this fucking song. A lot of niggas say light skin niggas is soft. No, this is that light skin anger for real, for real. I'm one of them niggas like that. So yeah, fire.
Yeah, definitely. I love this song too. Just crazy hard. Even just how it starts off. It's going down tonight in LA. Buckshot and Uzi spray. You know what I mean? Just like sets the scene right there and then. I like when he says, so what's the color I'm ragging? Being a millionaire for years, still sagging. Left pocket stuff with a huge ass brick. 380 am I right, so it sags a little bit, I like
sags
that.
A little bit, yeah.
That's fire, and again, some political stuff on there, like you mentioned, going at Bush, Quayle, and Clinton, that's dope. It's like a perfect like blend of like political hip hop, but it's really gully and violent. I love that part where he says, "Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, blood's pouring out your naps of your afro." That's just so dope. And like you said, the production pretty banging on this song too. Most of this album was done by DJ Aladdin, and for those who don't know, DJ Aladdin, there was like a big like DJing tournament in like the late 80s, and I know like Battle Cat was in it, Muggs was in it, like it was like a big deal, like all these big DJ names, but DJ Aladdin actually won the tournament. So like I remember Ice-T saying in interviews and stuff, it's like, I've literally got the best DJ as my DJ, you know what I mean? I remember him bragging about that, so that's pretty dope. And DJ Aladdin did his thing on the pretty much most of the album. I know DJ Aladdin had a few contributions on the previous album as well, OG Original Gangster, but this one mostly him. And just kind of like banging, kind of bass driven production on this track. And Ice motherfucking T. It's just so catchy, so memorable, that chorus as well, for sure.
Oh yeah, breakdown, that's my shit. I also like he talks about hitting the reporter with the blackjack.
Yes,
he gets his nerves and shit. I just love how he's so fucking raw on here, man. It's just dope. And next we got the title track 4, Home Invasion. I see talking about invading homes with his music, to have their kids bumping this shit, showing them the real. I think particularly white kids, you know what I'm saying? He just tells parents to fuck off, and all they do is blame him for the music, I just think it's fucking dope. It's basically the album cover, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Hell yeah. I tell you what we did. We stole your fucking kids, like dope ass song, bro. Love that shit. And it's the album cover, basically, Fire title track.
Yeah, definitely love this song too. Love the atmosphere of it. It's like dark, but at the same time very like fast paced and sort of actiony. And Doobie also mentioned DJ Aladdin was with Low Profile, and of course Low Profile were affiliated with Ice-T as well. The Rhyme Syndicate days, I love the sort of like fast paced nature of this song. I think Ice-T again just sounds awesome on this track. Just mad. Pissed off, but he's obviously getting a lot of hate for things that aren't really his fault. And I love when he says, they say when I'm fucking up the minds of little kids, but half of my fans are in college. You know what I mean? It's like, what are you guys talking about? And talking about how like a lot of parents, grew up, with racist teaching and stuff like that, and he's trying to obviously changed things with this song. And it's just it's a really dope song. Like you said, the album cover kind of sums it up perfectly as well. So yeah, I think I would have loved to have seen this as a video. I think it would have been really interesting to see how they would do it. I think it would be really awesome. But yeah, no video for it. No, not a single. Sure.
Yeah, that shit's dope as hell, man. Next we get G Style. I love the bass on this beat. Henry and LP lace this one. I love Ice-T's approach on here. He's just talking about that gangster shit. Music for the hardcore beat down. No weak pop shit strictly for underground. And he says, if you don't like the style as I get wrecked, ease back, nigga, catch a knife to the neck. It's the G style. Like, now, you know how smooth shit Ice-T does, you know? T also gives love to his fellow MCs, Public Enemy, Ice Cube, Ghetto Boys, Lady by Nature, EPMD, Yo-Yo, MC Light, Daza Fetch, Ultramagnetic MCs, BDP, Tim Dog, being Kim, and Too Short might be missing some, but that's what I caught. But fire. It's like that smooth gangster shit, Kind of like Peel Their Cats Back, that kind of same, smooth shit, but gangster as fuck. Yeah, G-Style, fire.
Yeah, definitely a dope song. This song does have a video. Must have been a single as well. The video version has a different beat. I don't have
they love to do that in the 90s. Fuck.
They love to do that with this album because there's two examples of that.
Damn.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah, so no, I don't have like a strong preference between the two. I mean, I like the album version, I like the single version. It's all good. If anything, I might like the album version a little bit more. But definitely a dope song. Kind of just like basically Ice-T talking about his style. You know what I mean? He's saying it's the G style. He keeps it real. He keeps it raw. And I just I like how he ends off the first verse. He says, I don't give a fuck about a cop or a G-man. They all talk shit. Their breath smelling like seaman. I catch him in the alley all alone. Put him in the prone. Pop, pop, pop to the dome. It's the G style. I like that. That's pretty dope. And he shouts out all those people at the end, like he said. I know, like Tim Dog. He mentions Tim Dog. Tim Dog. I think I remember him saying something like, Ice-T and Ice Cube are cool, but all you other, all the other West Coast rappers ain't shit to me. Something like that. So I don't know. I guess Ice-T appreciated it, but Tim Dog didn't hit him. Yeah, but it's a dope song. It's not like an ultimate favorite G style, but I like it. It's a good track.
Word. I gotta put the fucking light on. I can barely see this motherfucker, but I'll do that after this track. All right, next we get Addicted to Danger. I love this shit. A storytelling track from T. It's dope. Ice-T talks about riding around in his whip with mad bricks, and he got a bitch with him as well. Also talks about the last jail bid he did, and he says he ain't going back. T gets to the drop-off spot, but when he gets there, it's flooded with cops. He drove through them niggas, even though they were firing at him. You know what I'm saying? He then goes to the hotel with the bitch and does his thing with her. And while closing his eyes, he gets shot by what he thought was his bitch, was an undercover cop. Incredible storytelling. It's like something like the gunfire got the pussy wet or something like that. Yeah, it's just fire, bro. I fuck with this shit heavy. Dope ass storytelling.
Yeah, definitely like a change of pace. Yeah, it shows off Ice-T storytelling skills. I really like the beat on here as well. It has that like eerie kind of like piano loop, that sample. I've heard it before. I think like Third Base or something might have used it before. But like that piano loop just does a great job of sort of like giving the song a lot of tension. And I like Ice-T on this song as well. His delivery on this track, he definitely dials it back, because a lot of this album he's yelling because he's pissed and he's angry, but this is his like kind of cool, like laid back, like storytelling kind of voice. And it just really fits the song really well. And it's a cool story, like you said. Just very, very vivid. You can picture exactly what he's saying, like a movie. And that twist at the end, when he says, then I saw the badge come out, that's like, oh, and then the song just ends as well, on that twist. It's like, on to the next one. Really cool song. There's actually a remix as well done by the Beatnuts, which is pretty interesting, but it's not that good. I prefer the album version.
I was looking into this.
Yeah.
on 'cause I was cataloging my Ice-T CDs one time, and I seen that this is fucking probably a couple years ago on Discogs, and I seen that they have like a bonus disc version
Yeah,
that
The
has
Last
like Ricket.
Temptation of Ice, it's called, which is a dope title. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Got like Ricochet on there from the soundtrack and
Yeah.
fucking yeah, and that was on there. We just mentioned, I believe.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I know what it's like to get set up from a bitch. It is what it is. But I had to throw that out there. I'm a petty nigga. But all right, next question and answer. Ice just talks about rappers that once made hardcore hip hop, but now they sold out and doing pop records. But now he says, how does it feel to wake up in the morning, look in the mirror, and realize you're a fucking hoe? It's simple, but it's dope. I like that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it doesn't waste any time either, you know what I mean? It's in and
Yeah,
out. It makes its point, and I like the fact that he clarifies as well. It's like it's not to diss anyone he starts off pop. Like if you started off pop, that's cool. You know what I mean?
yeah,
No, he's got no issue with that. It's for people who started off hardcore but sold out to sell more records or whatever. Yeah, I like it too. It's dope.
yeah. I like how we just had smoke for them fools. And then we get Watch the Ice Break. Ice talks about hardcore rappers, sold out to do pop songs. Also gives smoke to people that thought he sold out by doing body count, which I relate to that. You know what I'm saying? Being a metalhead, being a black kid, and dumbass niggas is, but
Yeah. The idea of that selling out is ridiculous, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, you're a black guy, you can't play metal. Fuck all that. Like, so stupid. Tells him to fuck off, basically. And I love how he gives a shout out to Boogie Down Productions on here. Duck Down.
Oh yes, I love that too.
Yeah, that's so fucking dope. Also challenges dudes that have a problem. Just diss me, motherfucker. Say my name, bitch. Fire. Watch the ice break. Oh shit.
Yeah, he says like KRS once says, "Sucker MCs duck down." How he says that is so far. Yeah, just basically going at like phony MCs, talking shit about him and basically saying how true he is and how dope he is and all that kind of stuff. It's a dope song. Maybe not like an ultimate favorite, but I like it. I like the beat on this one as well. It's pretty laid back, kind of chill. Definitely like something a bit different compared to the rest of the album. And I like it. Not much more to say about it apart from that. It's a dope track. I like it.
Word. Agree with that, brother. Next we have Race War. Ice-T touches on race issues, what was running rampant around this time. With Latasha Hollins and all that shit. Like I said earlier, Ronnie King, LA Riots. Actually says America was founded on racist shit. I agree with that. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. Also talks about how everybody that isn't white always goes through shit. And Ice was speaking on truth, like just straight truth on this track. I think white people go through shit as well. Everyone does, but he was just talking that real shit on here, man. And it's still fucking relevant to this day, yo. Race War.
Yeah, I love this song. It's one of my favorite tracks in the album. I think it's brilliant. I think the production on this track is amazing. It's definitely one of my favorite beats on the album. It has that doesn't necessarily sound like Public Enemy, but it has that Public Enemy energy. You know what I mean? As soon as it comes on, it's this like real kind of vital sounding powerful sounding beat. You know what I mean? Just very upbeat, like a fast song, but at the same time, it sounds important. You know what I mean? And when Ice-T comes in, it does a brilliant job of kind of breaking down. Like to me, what I get from the track is that we're all living in a system that, basically has us going at each other. You know what I mean? That's how it's set up. We're made to mistrust each other. You know what I mean? And it's just a really dope song. And I like that he name drops all the different sort of races and people throughout the world. You know what I mean? He mentions like Australia. He mentions, obviously Asian people and like Indians and all these different people. And he mentions the fact that the clan says everything black that ain't white. You know what I mean? And just talking about how everyone, a lot of people go through a lot of different kinds of racism throughout the world. And I think the song is absolutely amazing. I love the hook as well with the samples. Get yourself together, open your eyes, get wise, get your brain in gear. Yeah, that's fire. And again, Ice-T on this song, I love him yelling, just sounding pissed and really really passionate about this subject. It's one of my favorite tracks on the album. I think it's fantastic. Yeah, again, I think it would have been dope as a single, but no.
Word. Yeah, just dope, man. Then we get one of my ultimate favorites. That's how I'm living. That's how I'm living. Ice talks about being born in Jersey, losing his parents at a very early age, and his mom's died from a heart attack. Then he talks about that on the behind the music I watched before. Uh, talks about going to Cali and going to high school, Crenshaw High School, and rolling with the Rolling 30 Crips. Talks about getting a girl pregnant in the 10th grade his sophomore year. Then he went to the army, came back. His homies was balling, you know what I mean? Selling them fucking birds. The cops was watching his crew. He also touches on getting in the pimp game, like Ice was pimping. That ain't no surprise, such a fly nigga, you know, the way he talks. He got into a bad car wreck. And after that, he got locked up. Ends up giving up the street life and getting into hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Love that shit. Absolutely love this autobiographical tale of fucking Ice-T. You know, fire, bro. Really high up there for me.
Yeah, brilliant song. This was a single. I think it is the lead single of the album. And
is the video?
Yep, video.
Oh hell yeah, gotta watch it.
Yeah, and the again, it's another example of where it's a different beat, but I prefer the album version because the album version is so dark. Like
it is. It goes with it. I'm not, bro. Go ahead.
No problem. It's just saying like how haunting this track is as well. Like just the overall atmosphere of it. Like the simple like kind of chorusy parts where he just says, "That's how I'm living," and like that they're like banging. You got the kind of drums and you got the kind of like eerie kind of whining over the top of it. It just sounds really dark and really kind of foreboding for sure. You kind of feel like something, you know, bad is going to happen. And at the end, I love how he flips it. And you know, when he talks about, you know, someone gets in his face, you know what I mean, he said, you know, he's not going out like a punk, so he says, you know, this is the rum of a fucking place and I ain't lying, that's how you dying. I love that. It's so dope how he flipped it at the end. Yeah, it's a brilliant track. And yeah, I think it's really odd that this is picked as a single because you don't listen to this and think, oh yeah, single.
Yeah, it's like dope ass deep cut. It sounds like it should.
Definitely, yeah. But you know, I'm not. You know, I think it's dope that it's picked as a single. But you know, compared to some of the other tracks like Race War, which we just talked about, and maybe even something like It's On, like those songs are much more like you know, immediately sort of like catchy, like beat wise and like upbeat and everything. Like, yeah, that's how I'm living. That's a real kind of like gritty, dark track. But yeah, I love it. And the fact that it's autobiographical too. And yeah, just his delivery is perfect on this track too. You know what I mean? Just that kind of laid back, borderline, like he's pretty much talking on the track. You know what I mean? It's not like he's not like full blown rapping it. Like he's bordering on just kind of talking, but it's so dope. He's got such a dope voice and it's so vivid. His storytelling on here, yeah, it's a brilliant track.
Fuck yeah, love that shit, man. Then we get, I ain't new to this. Ice talks about not being new to the rap game and just says if you cross him, he'll beat you down. Basically, moral of the story, just don't fuck with him, you know what I'm saying? I love the scratches on here as well. Not much to say about it, but not an ultimate favorite either, but it's dope. For me personally.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's a dope song. This is another song with a video. Pretty cool video. You can see like him inside his house at the time. You see Gripster, who we'll talk about later. She's hanging out in the background. You see him like in a boat and stuff like that as well. And yeah, I mean, it's very much just kind of bragging about the fact that, you know, he's a veteran at this point of the game. It's funny, like how at this stage in hip hop, like obviously we look at people like Ice-T and Public Enemy, Beastie Boys, LL Cool J, etc., etc. Like anyone from the 80s, more or less. Like people were looking at these guys and thinking, oh, they're kind of old. Like, isn't that crazy? Like looking back on it, like it only was like 5-6 years ago or whatever when these guys like really started, you know what I mean? And like for the most part, like it's crazy. Like if we're looking at it from a 2023 point of view, that would be like saying, oh, someone who came out in 2016, like, oh, they're old or whatever. That, I don't know, it's kind of whack, you know, because everyone was starting to focus on like obviously Snoop and Nas and Mobb Deep and stuff, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's just kind of, it annoyed me how like some of the older acts like Ice-T you could tell that they were starting to get pushed back, you know what I mean? Like behind the scenes, you know what I mean? Like Home Invasion, like you mentioned, the fact that you didn't see it like ever, you know what I mean, out in the wild or anything like that, and the fact that you know,
Yeah.
Home Invasion just doesn't really get much play is probably just at this time veteran MCs like Ice-T were just getting not the respect they deserve, which is whack, you know, for sure. So yeah, I mean, I kind of take that from the song. And I like that he shouts out "gangster" on here as well. I thought that was pretty dope. You know, he just says, you know, "Above him a gangster, taped by my pool." I thought that
Yeah.
was dope. Yeah, it's a cool song. Yeah, not an ultimate favorite either, but it's dope. I like it.
Yeah, man. He still don't get the credit he fucking deserves.
No, he doesn't, because his run is awesome. Like his 80s, 90s run is really good.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, that shit's hard, bro. Next, we get Pimp Behind the Wheels. Basically a DJ Evil E solo track. Evil E raps on here, talks about fucking bitches, and you know, he refers to Ice as his yellow nigga. Dope. Dude is definitely not one of my favorite songs on the album. I keep it a fucking hundo. That's just me.
Yeah, it's not a bad track. I actually think he's not bad. You know what I mean? He's actually okay at rapping, but he's obviously not good enough to get a deal or something. I wonder what the thinking was behind this. Like, I don't know. Like, I wonder why they did it, because on paper it's a really interesting idea. I don't know, like, if anyone has an example, let me know. But I can't think of another example of where just for one track only, the MC and the DJ decide to switch places. And, you know, so Ice-T is supposedly doing the scratching and stuff on this track, while on the other hand, Evil E's doing all the rapping. Like I said, I think Evil E, he's decent. He's actually not that bad, but he's not amazing.
He's not trash.
Yeah. He's better than some people who, you know, actually were full-time rappers for sure. But yeah, no, just not a standout song on the album. And like, there's not much, like, most of this album has, you know, good subject matter, like good lyrical content. Obviously Evil E, he doesn't have much there. It is kind of like a braggadocial kind of track. But yeah, I think the song is dope. It's not terrible, but it's a little long though. I will say that. It's like 5 minutes. They definitely could have cut it down a bit. Yeah,
I agree. Next is Got a Lot of Love. Ice-T talks about niggas in gangs and having a truce, which was just, gang violence was at a fucking all-time high, especially in Cali around this time, man. So it's a dope song. Ice talks about how he's getting cool with gangs, and he's like, you know, he says, fuck that police brutality shit on here. I love the positive message behind this song because, like I said, gang violence was out of control around this time. And, you know, these drive-bys ended up killing innocent people, you know, children even, you know. So Ice wants to see a truce, continued and shit. Shouts out all the gangs at the end that he fucks with on the track. It's dope. I rocks with it heavy.
Yeah, I like the song. It's not one of my ultimate favorites. I have to admit, I'm not a huge fan of the beat on here. This was apparently produced by Ice-T and Donald D, which is really interesting. But yeah, I'm not. Yeah. By the way, just sidebar. Donald D, both of his albums, dope. I like his albums, but
I gotta peep him.
Yeah, pretty good stuff. But yeah, Got a Lot of Love. Not one of my ultimate favorites beat wise. However, I think the actual lyrical content of the song is really good. I like the fact that it's, you know, a song talking about, you know, gang violence, but, you know, in a positive way, and saying, you know, that he wants the gang wars to be over and the sort of, like you said, the truce to continue and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I think you know, it's nice to have like a positive spin on this subject matter for sure. And this is actually a single as well. And I have the CD single for it. So there you go.
Oh shit, that's dope.
Yeah, I found it in a charity shop years ago. Yep.
I'm assuming there's a video.
I assume there's a video too. I actually don't know. I'll have a quick look. But yeah, I haven't seen it myself if there is one. But I assume so, if it's got a CD single.
Word. Yeah, then we get Hit the Fan.
Yeah, it's got a video.
You got a video?
Yeah.
Word. Hit the Fan. Ice-T talks about dealing with a bitch. The bitch happened to be a baller. She had a dope whip, a cell phone, which was rare back then. You know, shorty had a beach house, all the fly shit. Even copped them a watch, you know. And they fucked. You know, Shorty ended up leaving with some other nigga and left IC with the keys to the beach house. I guess pretty fucking dope for her. I don't know. I just, I don't. You know what I thought when I heard this for the first time? Like, yo, what's gonna happen? Is the bitch gonna like have niggas come and rob T, or is something gonna happen? But not really happened. There's some bitch that was balling. He's fucking. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess he was just annoyed that it was over, kind of thing. Like it was yeah.
Damn, bitch. Yeah.
Yeah, because obviously we had Addicted to Danger earlier on as well, because that felt like, there was a twist at the end of that song involving the female, so you kind of maybe set up to think, oh, something like that's going to happen again. But no, I just think he's a bit bummed out that he had this awesome experience and it was over and he wasn't able to have it again. Yeah, it's a good song. It's not one of my ultimate favorites again. I feel like maybe by this stage of the album, I have to admit this album's too long.
It's fucking long.
It came out in 93, but you would think it came out in 98 by how long it is. Yeah, no, solid track. I like his storytelling on here. I like his you know what I mean? It's interesting just how it's vivid again. He's really good at storytelling tracks, and but it's just not an ultimate favorite. It's fine. You know what I mean? It's cool. I don't hate it. You know what I mean? It's not whack, but it's not a song I would go to.
Yeah, I don't blame you at all, man.
Yeah.
All right. Next, we get Depths of Hell featuring Daddy Nitro. Dope. I fuck with this shit heavy. Fuck up a nigga and drop kick his fucking bitch. Love that shit. I always say this. But hip hop and reggae / dance hall is a perfect combination. I love this beat, man. DJ Aladdin killed the beat. Ice talking about the street life he lived. Dope track. One of my favorites on the fucking album. Love it.
Yeah, I really like this track too. This song originally appeared on the Trespass soundtrack in '92, which of course was the movie that Ice-T was in with Ice Cube. Dope soundtrack. Yeah, this song's dope. Really like the production on here. Kind of like booming, kind of bassy, kind of banging production. I thought the Daddy Nitro guy was really good on this track. He did a sing on here, sounded really nice over that production. And yeah, Ice-T just went hard on this track. I like when he says, what's up? You want to try your luck? You move, you weave, you bob, you got stuck, and now you're tripping with your fucking brain. You never seen so much blood pour out of one vein. You know what I mean? That's just hard as hell, really violent. And yeah, it's a really, I think it's a dope track. Definitely picks things up a bit for sure at this stage of the album. Yeah, I really like it. It's definitely another highlight for me.
Oh yeah. Next, we're gonna highlight another highlight. Ultimate highlight. Fucking love this song. 99 Problems featuring Brother Marquise, the 2 Live Crew. The original 99 Problems by the originator of the song, Ice-T. Before Jay-Z did his version on the Black Album in 03, which Jay did some like racial profiling shit. Now, the Black Album is like some fucking big thing on this channel, right? Everyone knows that.
It's a slugger, yeah.
Facts. Got niggas making fucking hour-long compilations, right?
Yeah.
I'll say I worship the Black Album. It's a top 3 J album for me, but there's 2 songs I skip. Justify My Thug and 99 Problems because it's kind of whack. I keep it a buck. I'm not a fan of it.
It's really played out, yeah.
Yeah, this is the original fucking version and a much better version. Ice-T just talking about the bitches. He has all of their qualities. He got 99 Problems, but a bitch ain't one. Brother Marcus did his thing on here as well. I love how Ice and Brother Marcus go back and forth. So fucking dope, I think, like I said, it's superior to Jay-Z's version. I got a bitch who loves rap, a bitch that loves rock. That's what I need in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be ill. Fuck a med head bitch to fucking rap bitch. Like, it's so fucking dope. I love this. I got a bitch can sing, a bitch who can't, So fucking dope. Yeah. Dope ass song. I fucks with it heavy, bro. Love it.
Yeah, a really good song. I think the fact it's a great example of a sexual track done right, and I like the fact that it's like legitimately humorous to listen to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I got a bitch with hair, a bitch with none, a bitch with a knife, a bitch with a gun. You know, just like it's just really fun track. You know what I mean? Just you know, nothing to take too seriously. It's just you know, it's a dope track. Of course, you got Brother Marquise from Two Live Crew on here. You know, I thought, you know, that's that's good casting. You know what I mean? He fits in well with this kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, I like when they go back and forth on the four verse. I thought that was dope. And yeah, I like the part where they say, you know, I like a bitch that lies, a bitch that true, a bitch who's a man because they're bitches too. Of course, that's a callback to the song Bitches Too, which is on OG Original Gangster. I thought that was pretty dope. Yeah, overall, I definitely agree. Definitely superior to the Jay-Z version for sure. And yeah, I just love how like inventive this track is. You know what I mean? For a sex track, yeah, they great job. Really humorous track, like I said, just original for sure.
Oh yeah, bro. We'll get to the next track in a second. I'm just typing something real quick. Yeah, I want to see where this ranks on your list, Vod, after the show. Like top 3 Ice-T albums. You know
Oh,
what I'm
it's
saying?
tough, isn't it?
Yeah. My bad. Right quick. Okay. And our problems after that track, we get Funky Gripster featuring Gripster. Ice introduces the newest member of Rhyme Syndicate, a 14-year-old female.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, that's what I said. By the name of Gripster. Terrible. An instant skip for me. Yeah, she can rap, but it's like cheesy raps with childlike fucking emceeing. It sounds like if Nickelodeon had a rap label or something. It's fucking terrible. Like certain child MCs. Go ahead, brother.
No, I was just gonna say, not to pull back the curtain, but I often like, you know, when we're doing these reviews, I have the lyrics up, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I'm on Genius, and half of it's question marks.
They know what that little bitch is saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I came around to Shaheem, the youngsters illegal when their balls dropped. But I ain't gonna lie,
Yeah.
even when Shaheem was a little nigga in '94, that album gas. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
Fire.
he's actually really good, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, fuck that song. It's terrible.
Yeah, I like the beat. I have to say they give her a really dope beat, but yeah, it's not a great song. Yeah, and Ice-T at this end says, you know, oh, you know, look out for the LP coming out this year. It never came out. It didn't happen. She did appear on a couple of other things throughout the year. She appears on, I think, both of the TWDY albums, those Ant Banks supergroup albums. I think she's on both of those, and she's also on Shakilla, that female MC who was affiliated with like South Central Cartel and all them. She's on that album too, so she's popped up as a feature on a few other different things, but yeah, she never like had her own album or anything like that, so it's just this kind of one and done kind of thing. Yeah, it's just not that good. You know what I mean? She can rap a little bit, but like she doesn't really have much to say, and she doesn't. Her flow isn't that good. You know what I mean? It's kind of sloppy. It's kind of all over the place. You know, she's got like a lot of like points for effort, but like she's not that good.
No. I'm a young black female. Oh, fuck off. It's terrible. Steve said Grista was supposed to drop an album, but the record label she was underfolded, and Prodigy and Havoc of SGC was supposed to do half the album.
That makes sense why she was on the Shakilla album then. Yeah, it's all connected. Yep.
Is Shakilla dope?
She's alright.
Yeah.
She has a really good song with Spice One. But it's mainly because of Spice One.
These bitches suck.
she has a really interesting voice. She has like a really like unpleasant voice. I don't know how that sounds mean, but yeah, she has like a really kind of like gnarly voice. Yeah,
unpleasant. Fuck, dude, that's great. That's great. Then we I can't even do this now. Fuck it out. Okay, message to the soldier. Sorry, bro. Sorry. Okay, message to the soldier. Ice-T talks about surviving in the streets, being a black man. My bad, yo. But it happens. It happens. He's talking. Get
Unpleasant.
together, Mike. Come on. Fucking hell. Okay, I'm just a soldier. Fuck. Okay, he talks about surviving in the streets to be.
You get it out.
My God. Fuck. This nigga Ross said unpleasant. That sounds mean.
I didn't want to go too hard on her, you know.
Ross, do me a favor. Talk about the fucking song. I'll get afterwards. Please.
Yeah, well, Message
All
to
right.
the Soldier. It's a
Thank
really
you, brother.
kind of.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
No problem. I would say that this song does a great job of like giving you something to think about. You know, it's something I like with you know, album closers when they give the listener, you know, something to sort of take away when the album's finished. And yeah, Message to the Soldier is kind of talking about, you know, people on the streets, you know, people, you know, out there trying to survive. And yeah, I mean, it's like a political dark track the end of the album. You know what I mean? I like, you know, how he talks about, you know, just some really dope lines in there, like how he says, you know, I've been a soldier for years, representing the tattooed tears of our brothers locked up with no choice, left in the bowels of the devil with no voice. You know what I mean? And just talking about how people are kind of trapped in the system, and you know what I mean? There's not much they can do. And this is kind of like his kind of call, like sort of his message, like he says. And yeah, I think it's a dope song. Like I said, I like when albums give you something to think about when you know, the album's over. And yeah, the production on this song is very haunting, very you know, it just fits the subject matter really, really well as well. So yeah, I think it's a really dope song, really dope way to end off the album.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, man, like I was trying to say, Jesus, he talks about surviving in the streets and being a black man and also having, you know, experiences in a rap game, like giving other black men the warnings of the shit, you know? I think it's dope. Jesus, I want to apologize. I don't really, Jesus Christ.
That's no problem.
Fucking hell. All right, last is In a Damn Thing Changed, but Ice spits a cappella, you know? Basically. That's it, really?
Yeah, I think he yeah, it's a dope track. You know, I just like the fact he's basically just saying for things, you know, that haven't changed, you know, ever since he's grown up or whatever. You know, just basically saying, you know, about how the cops hit the kids hit the cops kill the kids with warning shots. You know what I mean? It's like
shots.
yeah, it's just that, you know, things haven't changed, and obviously that stuff still goes on to this day. So yeah, definitely relevant as well to this day. Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Yeah. There you have it. Ice-T Home Invasion, 1993. 30th anniversary already passed. Like we do in every episode of Speak Ya Clout Podcast, we give our top 3 songs on the album and the mic rating. So for me, I'll give this a strong 4. Yeah, strong 4 mics. And top 3 songs, Ice motherfucking T, obviously. And then I'm going to go with That's How I'm Living. And I was gonna say 99 Problems, but I got It's On. That's just so fucking hard body. So yeah, Ice motherfucking T. That's How I'm Living, and It's On. And my top 3 Ice-T albums, I just want to do this because, you know, niggas don't talk about Ice-T enough. So OG Original Gangsta, number 1. I just think that's phenomenal. Then I listened to this a few months back, like I said to VOD a couple of, like the last episode. Freedom of Speech, just Watch What You Say, number 2. Hands fucking down. And number 3, this. But it could be Power too, because I love Power, but I'll probably say Home Invasion. But yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I agree. I'm probably going to give it a strong 4 as well, bordering on 4.5. I really, really, really like this album. I think it's such a good album. It's only my only issues with it is that it's a bit too long. It's 75 minutes. It's just it definitely drags a bit. I think Funky Grips, though, obviously that could have been not on the album. Pimp Behind the Wheels. I don't mind it. I don't think it's a bad song, but it doesn't need to be on the album. You know what I mean?
Likewise.
And I think just some of the songs are maybe a bit too long as well. Like a lot of the songs in the second half of the album, they're in and around 5 minutes, which is quite long, you know. Maybe a little bit of trimming would have helps, you know, with the overall runtime. But I mean, that's pretty minor. You know what I mean? There's nothing on the album aside from that that's like really whack or anything. Like I think Ice-T himself Brent on the album. I think all the production mostly done by DJ Loud and Brent as well. And you know, I love the fact that this is, you know, Ice-T's kind of last like political angry album, you know, before you know, kind of settling down and just kind of focusing on more kind of gangster stuff. But yeah, obviously he was super pissed at this time, you know what I mean? He had a lot going on. And you know, he had a lot of pressure and a lot of eyes on him. And yeah, this album just kind of, you know, allowed him to kind of explode and sort of share his side of the story. And yeah, I think it's a really, really good album. I think it's criminally underrated. For whatever reason, it just doesn't really get talked about. Maybe because he wasn't on Warner Brothers anymore. Maybe the you know, the priority weren't as good at getting the records out there. I don't know. But yeah, I think it's a really, really good album overall. It's hard, you know, you're talking about top 3 albums.
Yeah.
This might be, it's really tough. So traditionally, I have said that my favorite is the 1989 Freedom of Speech, Watch What You Say. That's usually been my favorite, but it's hard. I know it has that really long song, you know, the big, you know,
Yeah,
the
that's the only song I
9-minute
don't
one.
like.
Yeah, that sort of lets it down a little bit. But overall, that album's so good, you know.
I
Lethal
think it's
Weapon,
amazing.
yeah, Lethal Weapon, Peter Cap's back, you know, Hit the Deck, you know, This One's For Me, all that stuff. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
So that's typically been my favorite. I think this is my second favorite. This and OG are pretty much neck and neck for me. OG, I think, is a little bit more consistent. But OG,
Way better to me. Yeah, it's just me.
yeah, they're both about the same for me. Honestly, I think they're both amazing. Yeah, I think they're both really good. Yeah,
Fire.
maybe OG second and then Home Invasion third. But yeah, honestly, they're like neck and neck for me. I think they're both really good. But yeah, top 3 tracks for me off Home Invasion. It's On, and then Race War, number 2, and then number 3, probably the title track, Home Invasion.
Dope. Hell yeah. There you have it. Ice-T, Home Invasion. 1993. So, next Saturday, there'll be no episode. Because your boy going out. Shout out to BG Mac. WO True.
Nice.
One bone beneath the dirt. You dig? So, we'll turn back with Gangsta Nip. Psychic Thoughts, What I Conceive.
And of course, Ice-T is his idol.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's gonna be dope. We're getting spooky, you know. So can't wait for that. So yeah, immediately following this episode, me and Steve, Molarity 1, going live with something special. Just subscribe, you know what it is. So I'm gonna chop it to Ross for a little while, and then we're gonna start that fucking episode. So we see you motherfuckers on the flip side. Peace, y'all.
Peace out.